America's support for union is higher today than any time in nearly 60 years. And I'm continuing to call on Congress to fully and finally pass the Protect the Right to Organize, the PRO Act, which makes it easier to. Too many companies are still playing unfair trying to prevent organization. No, the bill's named after one of the greatest leaders in labor I've ever worked with, Rich Trumka. And guess what? We're going to get it passed, come hell or high water. And folks, my plan for the country is to make the economy work for people like you, because when it works for people like you, it works for everybody. Like I said, in my first 2 years, I've created nearly 13.5 million jobs, more jobs in 2 years than any president has created in a 4-year term. More. 800,000 new manufacturing jobs. Where is it written? Where is it written that America will not lead the world in manufacturing? I don't see it written anywhere, because we are leading the world. Unemployment has been below 4% for the longest stretch in 50 years. We've recovered all the jobs lost during the pandemic. We've added millions more. People are coming off the sidelines to go to work. More than 700,000 people joined the labor force last month, which means higher share of American working-age Americans are now in the workforce than any time in the last 20 years. Job satisfaction is higher than it's been in 36 years. While unemployment is down, inflation is down as well. Remember, the experts said to get inflation down, we need to spend the mantra of economists for a long time. You need to get inflation under control. You need to lower wages, and you need higher unemployment. Not on my watch. That's right. The answer was to lay people off and pay them less. But I never thought the problem was too many people working or working people making too much money. I've never seen that problem. We have to do more to put inflation down, but it's down around 3%, about 1/3 of what it was a year ago. That's near the lowest point in 2 years, and wages are growing faster than inflation. Folks, this just didn't happen. Together we made it happen. Decades of handing out excessive tax cuts to the rich and the corporations without making the investments in America and the American people, that had been a bust. Was all done to hollow out the middle class, blow up the deficit, ship jobs overseas, strip the dignity and pride and hope out of a community one after another as they shut down the factory and send it overseas because labor was cheaper and we imported a more expensive product. Well, guess what? I'm pretty sure you saw in your home what I saw in mine. Not a whole lot of trickle down ended up at my dad's kitchen table as he busted his neck. So we're changing that. Replacing trickle-down economics with what everyone on Wall Street is referring these days to Bidenomics. And guess what? It's working. It's about building the economy from the middle out and the bottom up, not the top down. Because this is not a political statement, this is an economic statement. When the middle class does well, everyone does well. I'm a capitalist. The poor do well, and guess what? You can still be a millionaire or billionaire, except one thing. Pay your taxes. Pay your taxes. Bidenomics is a blue-collar blueprint for America. It's for you. For example, last week we announced a new proposal, a new rule that would extend overtime pay to as many as 3,600,000 workers. Now it's about 35 grand, or 36 grand before you can, after that you don't get overtime. Well, now it's 53 grand, man. And guess what? You've got a whole lot of people working as executive assistants, working a hell of a lot more than 40 hours and not getting paid overtime. Now you're going to get paid overtime. It'll make a big difference for a lot of families. We did something else that matters a whole lot to folks in this parking lot. That we passed the Bush-Lewis Act, which protected pensions for millions of union workers. This is one of the most significant achievements for union workers and retirees in over 50 years. And for the folks at home who don't know why it matters, let me explain. 2 to 3 million union workers, through no fault of their own, after paying into their pension for years, face painful cuts in benefits they were counting on retirement. Why? They're going to be left high and dry, while companies they work for didn't hold up their end of the bargain and finance their end of the bargain. We just couldn't let that happen. And I might add, we got to pass, and not a single solitary Republican vote, not one, voted to sustain these pensions. People work their whole life. No, think about it, though. Why in the hell would they do that? Can you imagine if it was reversed? Imagine they came along and said they were, anyway, I want to get going.